Housing reform. Housing for all in Trinidad and Tobago. Housing is a major area and viewed as a right. Is survival and therefore not subject to monetary value. In other words, the state shall spend as is adequate to house citizens. Hasely Crawford Stadium alone has capacity of 23,000, meaning resources exist. Split accommodation into A. Government constructed for family size and single tenants in houses and apartments. B. Subsidizing privately built homes to a certain percentage of cost. Government structures built sturdy and disaster ready to reduce maintenance and rebuilding costs long term. Energy management system and renewable energy implemented. 1. Universal Housing Board comprising experts tasked with enabling state policy. 2. Law. Each citizen has inalienable right to accommodation codified. It shall be into state law. Authorities will have to in their power facilitate a home. Elimination of homelessness and poverty is an objective. 3. Universal housing. A. Impose poor people moved from derelict areas to new government-made low-cost quality homes at minimal rent, as affording a decent home is outside their means as in Libya's case. Quality taken to mean middle class. In Trinidad, should a person ignore warnings to pay, is deducted from their GMI guaranteed minimum income till such time as that person resumes pay. Note the regular GMI is a wealth share to adults employed or not, valued $5,000 a month. There's a second version replacing this and pension for the elderly. The old structures in the above repurposed or demolished, same for Laventil, Betham and throughout both islands, as well as all squatters. There must be no board houses in this country. C. This construction extends to every low-income poor who pay nothing to occupy these government-constructed dwellings, save for minimal rent, a system similar to the demolished HDC, but actual good middle-class homes. The ex-vagrants pay no rent. The middle-income people also qualify to purchase a home get 50% subsidy. E. Those building their own homes. The middle-income earners, their home and land is subsidized by government 30%, the high-income rich 25%. The construction money goes to material suppliers and not owners. F. Low-income earners are to be eradicated by the livable earnings policy of living wage of $5,000 and GMI. G. This housing scheme cannot be advantaged by unjust enrichment and is regulated. For example, 8 homes brought at half cost under subsidy are rented expensively. In that case, the homes cannot fall under subsidy. A means test is in action to determine the economic class of any qualifying citizen. 4. HDC. The Housing Development Corporation is subject to investigation and dismantled, the leadership no longer holding housing positions. Lengthy delays to get housing which can be substandard is incompetence and at worst corruption. Reform with another agency. The HDC lottery system promotes winners and losers is superseded by a program of constructing many affordable homes that is guaranteed to citizens, and long waits are rendered to the past. Steps are taken to reduce costs to homeowners, being that both free and subsidized housing offered, giving a layer of choice. 5. One-man apartment built low cost. Minimal rent for a period of several years then handed over to the occupant, no mortgage. Narrow, tall, 8 square meters, layout inspired by Tokyo, Japan. 6. Family-sized homes government builds in mass and the most common home type constructed. Designed with 3 bedrooms, 2 toilets, rent is minimal, similar to the low hundreds of dollars HDC charges, and situated as middle class. No mortgage. 7. South Korean apartments compact Gosawin and Hasukjib are studied by Trinidad for potential implementation here. Local application must be affordable to renters. 8. Petrocasa. The quick-to-build Venezuelan construction of PVC and cement under consideration for mass housing. 9. Mass housing construction. Further negating the HDC lottery system is ample state construction of enough homes in sufficient numbers. Actually building homes the only way to provide for citizens. 10. Housing and rural development. Rural and underdeveloped places like Laventil and Betham will see government investment. More than fixing drains and roads. Poor and slum areas will be beatified, resembling a middle-class Bayshore Fairways and Goodwood Park, wealth inequality erased. 11. Reduced construction cost. Buying and building a home are exorbitant. Efforts made to trim that, such as investigate the hardware industry. 12. Housing loan. In general not favored are home loans, but mid-income earners qualify with favorable terms. The 50% purchase subsidy remains. 13. Housing tech. Government will fund studies and invest in concepts. Exporting is a distinct possibility. 14. Rent for those not owning a state-provided home or a subsidized one, efforts made to reduce rent cost and the amount of people actually renting by ways free and subsidized housing and investigating rent practices. Same with mortgage. 15. Free land distributing strictly for citizens of low and middle class, given a plot for house building not for private apartment renting. 16. removing people from flood-prone land, be it farmland, and such are eligible for affordable housing.